Good morning, it's your Morning Jolt. I'm Katherine Ross.
I'm Kevin Curran.
And it's beautiful but a little chilly out here and outside of the NYSE. Today we've got Netflix's earnings, and I know that Kevin here is going to be covering it all day because it's the real money stock of the day. Kevin, what are you looking at?
Yeah, so it's a big quarter for Netflix. They're down about 17% since their last earnings. I think it's going to be a really important earnings release to prove that they can get back on their feet after a disappointing second quarter. It's still a great growth company. It's up 75% for the year. But in this earnings release, they're going to have to prove that they can get back on their feet after a really bad week last week and a disappointing quarter overall.
I talked to Martin Bakkerdax, our London Bureau Chief, yesterday on our Week Ahead podcast, and we talked a little bit about Netflix. One thing that he brought up was the subscription numbers. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, actually, I think this is something that they're going to benefit from the second quarter. Because they had such a disappointing quarter, in the last quarter, their expectations are a little bit lower. So TheStreet's only expecting about 5 million people to join as subscribers, and I think that that's something that they can probably come in line with based upon the lowered expectations.
So follow Real Money all day today because you're going to have some great stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be putting up 6 or 7 articles. We'll have charts. We'll have everything going. So if you want to know absolutely every angle, follow Real Money Stock of the Day.
Tomorrow, Wednesday, October 17th, we've got Canada, which is legalizing cannabis. Now, Kevin, I know that you talked to Bruce Linton, CEO of Canopy Growth, not too long ago. What are your thoughts with him?
Yeah, so it's clearly harvest season out here. I have my jacket on, my scarf, so I think that cannabis investors are enjoying the harvest that they can have this week as well. So both Canopy Growth, Tilray, all of the blue chip names in the cannabis industry are up a lot right now, and I think this is something that people have been looking forward to, and it's nice to see it come to fruition with legalization. And that's not to say that there aren't some caveats to that, because there are a couple of issues with packaging, with branding, and also with legalization distribution. So I think there's still some room for growth, but considering it's projected to be a $200 billion industry, it's about $30 billion right now. I think that people are finally saying this is going to be the run-up that we can get into next year and beyond when we finally get to that $200 billion number.
And I know that Bruce Linton, CEO of Canopy, also spoke at our teach-in this weekend. He talked a lot about distribution, which is a very interesting concept to me, that it's not just about the growing of the marijuana, but it's how these companies will be distributing it after it is legalized. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the stocks. Now, Canopy was up 3.4% in pre-market trading last I checked. Tilray was up about 6% or so. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I think Tilray is the most volatile in the market. They move very swiftly and by a lot, as we've seen with the run up to $300 earlier this year. I think that Canopy is a more sustainable growth product, and if you want to talk about distribution, they control nearly 40% of the distribution in Canada. So as that becomes legalized on Wednesday, the people that are going to take advantage of it are the people that have the market share, and that is Canopy Growth.
All right, guys, that's your Morning Jolt. Stick with TheStreet and read the newsletter below.